Let's turn into more production-oriented use cases for tagging. So now imagine that you are a data scientist who has been iterating on a workflow locally. Let's say we execute this workflow, we keep making changes, whatever it might be. And at some point, like, we are pretty confident that the workflow does what we want it to do. So of course, it is definitely considered a good practice that you use Git for version control, and not only that, but maybe you have some kind of a CI/CD setup used to create pull requests and so forth. So we can do the usual thing that we do when developing software. So let's say that we have been working on some feature branch. So this is new awesome model branch, and now we are really happy with our results. So we of course, like, first add our changes there, and like we commit add new awesome model, right, like this, right? And now we push our branch to GitHub, and as usual, what we want to do here, by the way, I can show you that we have all these past executions that have been run locally first, but now when we go to GitHub, we are ready to create a pull request. And we can say that, okay, we are adding new awesome model here. We create the pull request. And what I did here is that we have also GitHub Actions set up. And what the GitHub Actions do, I can show you here, is that they first execute the workflow. Here, they execute a test run, like making sure that the flow executes correctly. Of course, this is your opportunity to set up any kind of a test you want to have in place. Oftentimes, we have unit tests in place that test individual modules that are like kind of a part of your workflow. Maybe you have an end-to-end integration test, like for the whole workflow, like what we are doing here. But the key part here is that, like, after the test is successful, we will tag the GitHub Actions will tag the successful run. So you are able to see like when the kind of the CI/CD tests have passed successfully, and then you can take further action based on that information. For instance, you could deploy the model automatically, you could deploy the workflow automatically whenever that happens. So now we can see that the tests executed successfully, and after the test executed successfully, we have an action to tag the corresponding executions. So now if we go back to the Metaflow UI here, we see that there is one more execution of the same workflow. But in this case, like, we know that it was executed by GitHub Actions, we just tag it accordingly. And then, like, we have the tag mentioning that, okay, so we know that the tests were okay. And now this is quite convenient, because now in this case, like, you see all your local executions and then the GitHub executions mixed up. But I mean, for instance, you could imagine like having this view, like, where you only see like all the successful CI/CD executions. So you can keep track of all the pushes, all the model versions that resulted to kind of a positive tests, like successful tests being executed by GitHub Actions.